What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Relational Retrospect.
Yes.
She came up with that name.
What? I did?
Yes, you did.
I thought you did.
Maybe I did.
Both of us, maybe.
If I did, it's a great name. In this video, we want to talk about being mindful of the emotional well-being of your partner and really making a cognitive decision that their emotional well-being is much more important than you being right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I don't want to make that like an all or nothing statement, but I really hope that through this story I want to tell you that we experienced, that it's going to make sense what we're trying to convey with that.
Mm-hmm.
So those of you that know us know that we also have another YouTube channel. It's called Redline Rehab. It's been a blast. We do fun stuff and a Hellcat. And well, she does.
Stuff I never thought I'd do. So much fun.
Well, yeah, doing great. And in one of our videos, we were installing an oil catch can under the hood right next to the engine that catches oil. And it's a really good, important part to have. So we were putting this into our video.
Mm-hmm.
And what ended up happening?
Okay. So first of all, we started off and we were looking at the instructions as we were doing it, and I put the bolt on, and we found out that we put it on wrong, backwards, or we had to put something else on first. Anyway, it was wrong. So I put it on, everything was fine, but then, oh no, it was wrong. So I unscrewed it, and then we did the other thing where I flipped it around, and I went to put it on, and it wouldn't twist on, and it dropped.
So
just right down.
So she was putting a nut on this bolt, and she dropped this nut. Now, any of you that have worked on cars before, it's a terrifying moment. It's like, please hit the ground. Please hit the ground. Please hit the ground. Oh, no, it didn't hit the ground.
And I didn't hear too many sounds, so I was like, maybe it didn't go anywhere. Maybe it's just right there.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. No.
And so my quick prayer was not answered, and it did not hit the ground. So any of you that know anything about a Hellcat in a car and you're working right there, you're working with these belts that go to the supercharger and the crankshaft. Mm-hmm. And so she dropped by accident a nut that fell down into these belts somehow, okay?
And immediately I went, and I couldn't breathe because I knew how bad it was.
And I was so frustrated because I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know if we could find it. Mm-hmm. I knew that we couldn't start the car because in case that nut was somewhere with a bolt and a pulley, it could ruin it. And all of a sudden, there was a huge problem there that I had to figure out because someone had greasy fingers, okay? Weird saying that, greasy fingers. So I remember seeing her drop it and hearing it and not hearing it hit the ground. And I remember thinking, okay, this is an opportunity to not be angry, to not be frustrated, to not take it out on her, but to like work with her to try to make this right and fix it. And so...
And the only thing going through my head was, oh no, he's going to be so mad. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe that happened. I was being so careful. I'm so sorry. So all these things were running through my head, how the rest of the day was going to be. Because I was... Not that he's scary, just that I did... I was worried it's going to be upset, though.
Well, yeah. And so we have a problem now, and I'm like, okay, I want this to be a very good thing for us to work through as a couple. Rather than be angry and frustrated, which I did feel that. I chose to rise above it. And so we didn't have any like special tools to like search and grab anything. And we couldn't even see where this nut was. We couldn't. And it was the size of a nickel.
Yeah.
And so I got a flashlight out on my phone. I'm like in there. I had to search for it for 15, 20 minutes. My back was starting to hurt. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up getting this magnet that I like tied to a clothes hanger, like, and I'm like fishing it in there, trying and just praying that it's
Every
just,
time it would magnet to the side, though.
yes, it would stick to the engine
Yeah.
block or the
Would
pulley.
you like,
and
oh, is that it? No, it's
and I
not
could
it.
never, and I was just like, please, just suck to it, and it wouldn't do it, and I kid you not, we were trying to get this nut for hour and a half.
Yeah, it was a long time.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like trying to be optimistic and positive, and it's like, it's okay. Don't worry, I'm not angry. So all these attempts to try to get this nut out was not working. So I said, all right, that's it. Let's just go to the parts store. We'll get one of those extending metal thingies. I don't know what they're called. If you're watching and you know what this is, put it in the comment what it's called. But it has a magnet on the end of it. And so we both went, we drove together, went inside, we looked at our options. It was only like $2, this extending magnet thing. Drove back home. We went right to where we believed it to be, fished it in, pulled it right out.
Yep.
Boom. Angels started singing. There was lights.
Because it's one tool. You need the right tool.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? We could do a video about having the right tools with problems,
Yeah.
right? So I think, like, looking back at this, and there's been times I have not been this way, I'll be honest, but I honestly felt that her emotional well-being and something she was trying to do, and she made a mistake, it was an accident. I mean, who would I be? What would that be like for me to, like, take out anger and frustration on her for something like that? I mean, to what point? Like, what would you have learned? Let's say that if I went back in time and I kind of told you off and got angry with you and frustrated, and like, what would that have done for you?
I'd have felt stupid. I would have felt. I just would have. I would have walked away and shut down and just been like, "We're done." I just not in the trust level. I would like, "Oh, I better not mess up ever again because this is just what's going to happen." But you know, you can't be perfect, so you're in this like, yeah. You don't. I don't know. It just.
Yeah.
The future problems wouldn't have. I couldn't have trusted you as well, and.
So what was it like for you to go through it this way and in a different outcome? What was that like?
It was great. And then also to find out that like it was such an easy fix, to find out that it was just a 30-second, we got it out. But it was like if he would have gotten mad at me and then we would have found out that it was just so easy, I'd have been like, well, why did you get so mad at me? You didn't have to. We should have just gone and gotten the tool in the first place. And then I would have started getting mad at him, and then it just would have turned into a fight, and yeah, another one of us would have been happy people.
No, not at all. And so with this video, and what we're trying to convey is being mindful of each other when you make mistakes. I don't know. I don't think people make mistakes generally on purpose to upset someone, but it's that awareness of, this is an accident. She didn't mean to. Anyone could do it. Mm-hmm. I've dropped nuts and bolts inside engine bays before and have never found them again. It just swallows them up. 10 millimeters, you can't find them anywhere once you've dropped them. Do you know what a 10 millimeter is?
Yes.
Cool. That's why I love you.
I love you too.
So with that, I hope that, and we do, that you'd be more mindful of each other and mindful of the emotional well-being of your partner in those difficult times, in the struggles, in people's mistakes and their inadequacies.
Yes.
Just be there, support them. This is your partner. This is your spouse. Like, why fight against you, right?
Right.
We're a team.
Yes.
Go fight, win.
Go fight and win. Oh, no.
Any last words?
Am I dying?
No. No, like for this video, you're not dying. You better not be.
No, just It's more important to emotionally support your spouse, your partner, than to be right or to point out their mistakes. They already feel bad. Like in this situation, I already felt so bad. And if he would have just pointed out, it's like, what would that have done? Just made me feel worse. It's like you want to make your partner, your spouse feel heard, feel better, lift them up instead of putting them down. So, yeah, their emotional well-being is more important.
Yep. Well said. Well, that's for our video today. Appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. There's a lot more to come ahead. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you later.
See ya.